So welcome back to another episode of Wren's Wasteland Camp Reviews slash Dumpster Fires, the Commonwealth. This particular camp is kind of unique because it belongs to a friend of mine that I know. And if you see her on PC, well, she could be on Xbox too. But this is her camp. See it? It says Bex loves you. She builds these awesome little camps. This is by far a very attractive camp. It's meant to be, so you'll go inside and take a look. She wants you to come in. She wants you to come in and buy some of her magical stuff that's right there. Now, just so you know, Bexy is a trap camp connoisseur. This is what a trap camp looks like. Typically, one wall will be jutted out just far enough to force your character to go down a very narrow path. That narrow path, well, that usually has the ability for traps to be sprung upon you at any point during your transversal of the region, so to speak. Bexy's very, very good at making these camps. I'm looking to see if I have the cards on this particular character to get around it, which I don't know if I do or not, but I don't think she's here either, so I might just want to go ahead and do this while I can, so to speak. Now, I usually run Mysterious Stranger, and because I'm me, I'll run that too. So let's see if we can do this. Now this camp, as I said, is gonna kill you. There's not a lot you can do to get around it. What happens is there's a trap that's built into the wall, and whenever that goes off, you die. On this character in particular, I don't have the things to get around it. But Bexy is really good at building these things. She really gets a kick out of it. She has her own YouTube channel, which is dedicated to watching people die in these things, by the way. She's a fun chick. A little bit nuts. From Australia. Actually, she goes beyond nuts. She's genuinely kind of scary with her nuts because she's well, you know, Bex. Okay, let's see now. That's the trap card that you need to get around traps, by the way. But Bex also likes to come back and reset her traps. And see, it's just tight enough that you really can't get out of it. Hello, Bex. How you doing? Make sure my audio's turned on. Yeah, it's on. All right. How you doing, Bex? Came to check out your latest creation of insanity. But yeah, she and her friends love to build this shit. You see them on PC, that's where they're gonna be. I have to go to a Meat Week cook-off, which if you're new to Fallout 76, you might not even have met Graham yet. So let's start off with that little aspect of this. And I've got to turn off my audio so people don't hear me doing this. So this is Meat Week. What happens is there are a series of events that go on all across the map. Graham has hosted Meat Week for a while now, and this is Graham. He's a super mutant merchant. You can find him traveling around the map with his friend Chally, which is that pack Brahmin over there. Now, the best part about Meat Week is Graham provides you with everything that you need to win this event. There are prime meat locations which will show up on your map, and there'll be little events, and you go there and you kill everything. But what you do is you run around and you collect greens. You throw out your prime meats at this location. You have roughly five, five, 5 minutes to get through it. Um, Graham, as he is a vendor, has his own inventory of things that he sells, most notably plans in a wide variety. There are some plans you can only get from Graham, by the way. I usually use him as a dumping ground for the stuff that I don't want to carry around when I find him, because on whatever character I'm on, as you can see, my inventory is always absolutely chocked full of junk. Some of those are my fault, some of them are not, but you know. Most of my lower level characters are running around poor, as you can see. But so Graham's Meat Week cook-off events will the prime cooking events will show up at there'll be one in the forest at least that'll show up down here right in this area. There'll be one up here in this area. There'll be one that shows up over here. And by the way, whenever I say over here in the cranberry bog, I mean in this area right about here. And what happens is these areas on this side are higher level monsters. So you'll get better materials out of them, while these over here are lower level, and you'll get some materials out of them, but you'll get more XP out of doing the ones over in this area. If that makes any sense. Um, as I said, Graham sells a lot of things that are only available because it's Graham. And just so you know, that's just the way it works. So because I'm on this character, I'm going to give you a bonus episode of uh, Wren's Wasteland camp reviews and take you around to a couple camps real quick. I just need to offload some things out of her inventory because I have picked up this, which you don't need. Because I have a different plan for her armaments, weapons, everything that goes on. So, here we go. We're going to hit up 3 camps on this character. Check them out. See if there's anything you like. We hit up Bex's camp down here, which it looks like she's already gone. She pops around from server to server a lot. That's what happens whenever you have a trap camp. You really can't kind of hang out and stay on one location for an extended period of time unless you're more than willing to actually sell things to people. Bex is not willing to do so. But she is crazy. And she's entertaining. As only a crazy Australian yandere can be. but that is Bex. Let's just take care of this. So they have built at a pre-existing location. Creatures spawn here all the time. We are right over next to Tyler County Fairgrounds, and Tyler County Dirt Track is right here. Now, if you have a camp like this that's close to one of these, what do you call them, resource areas in the game, meaning any of the workshops that are in here, I recommend don't take this one, for instance. Take this one over here that's close to you, but not real close. Because if you take this one and somebody comes in and gets in a fight with you in the workshop to take it over, or comes in to take it over while you're still there, they can come to your camp, which is close by, and total it out. This camp, on the other hand, is in a pre-existing structure, and it doesn't exactly, well, it does and it doesn't exactly lend itself to that. It has a bunch of most of the buildings that are here are already here, except for that one right there. And they have their vendor set up in here, which is a weapons vendor, which is really well done, by the way. I love it whenever people do things like blocking off entrances using the weapons plaques, because the weapons plaques are a nice touch. Their vendor, and this is Go 3254's camp, has quite a lot of nice little things in it. I mean, you can tell they've been in the game for a while because they have, look at these maps. They've either accumulated them, been gifted them, or created them spontaneously through glitches in the game. Either way works. Now, as you can tell, they have quite a few things here that are fairly high priced, which is going to tell you that they think of themselves as some type of vendor. In point of fact, this and this, you can get these from Graham. They spawn on Graham, so you know. As do, well, a few recipes and a few other little odds and ends. But on a scale of 1 to 10 is how I rate camps. I rate them on creativity, originality. I rate them on whether or not they used an outhouse and have one available for their characters to use. I rate them on general appearance, if I think it's a cool camp. I rate them on if they did use a prefab or not. Now, if you use an outhouse, if you create a bathroom and you have a prefab, I automatically, the bathroom gets you 1 point, the prefab gets you 2 points if this is your first time being here. Now, this one doesn't have any of that. It's well built, it's well put together, it's well designed, it's well laid out. It's a farm, and that's what it's meant to be. It's a cap farm for the person that built it, meaning they've got those items in there for sale. It's also a farm in materials where they're gathering resources and also all these lovely crops. They are using one of the Weather Dominator machines to make it have this lovely kind of grayish, foggy tone that is from the Atlantic City thing, if I remember right. And there it is. But overall, it's a nice camp on a scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give it a good solid 7 because it's a really well decorated, well thought out camp. The only issue I have with it is just a few minor ones, but those are mainly design choices. But like I said before, if you use a prefab, I automatically give you 2 points. Well, they don't have a prefab anywhere in here, although it is in a pre-existing location. And they don't have a bathroom anywhere in here. Not an outhouse, not a toilet, nothing. So I'm going to deduct those 2 things, which gives them a 7. I mean, throw out like a toilet here and I'd make it a 10. But yeah, nope. So nice camp though. Really well done. All right, moving right along. We'll go down here to him 78's camp. And then we'll bounce back up to that other one above it. And that'll be our show for the day. And that'll be a video on Graham and the Wasteland, as well as Wasteland Camp Reviews. So I'm trying to combine as much information into one video as I can so that you guys have it available to you if you want to do something with it. That's one of the followers just kind of standing out down here. And as you can see, this is their camp. I was waiting for it to materialize in, thinking that it was, having a time. But, like, this is the Wanderer. She's one of the rarer followers to find. I had a hell of a time getting her whenever I was looking for her. She was the last one that I got. And what you do is you come up and go to these inbuilt camp allies. You talk to them, and they'll give you the item to spawn at them at your camp. I think hers is a guitar and a chair, and then she'll show up at your camp once you place that item, just like any of the other allies. But the ones that are automatically in the game tend to have more chances of giving you quests and things like that. Vendors show up more often, that kind of stuff. The ones that are added to the game, meaning that you got them from like buying them through gold or through a scoreboard in the past, those have less things that they usually give you. But still good. I mean, it puts somebody at your camp, makes it a little bit more lively. Like I said, she plays the guitar and complains about wanting to be in a band. There are two companions that actually have full-blown quests associated with them in the game currently. That is the astronaut and Bet. Beckett. Yeah, Beckett. Sorry. Brain stopped for a minute because my cat did something weird and I thought it was going to turn off my computer. Sorry about that. Anyway, um, moving right along. So this is their camp. There's nothing really here, so this is a 1. It's not even good enough to be called a dumpster fire. We'll go up here to Coranth's camp and see if there's anything here. It says there's a vendor here, but whenever I clicked on the actual camp, there's no vendor information coming up, which usually it tells you if you get ammo or if you can get clothing or plans or any number of other things. And this one is basically looking like a water farm. And it is floating, as you can see here. They've got a few turrets out to protect their. This is more. Whenever I say a dumpster fire, this is more of what I think of as a dumpster fire camp, because it has no redeeming features at all. And this is the ally that's most recent, which is the Brotherhood of Steel guy that's just standing here, like, I'm gonna hang out on this post and post up with my big bag of crap. Over here is something that if you're new, you might want to know about. This is, and if you're old, you might want to know about, but this is essentially the responders setting up a base out here, and you can see there are a lot of dead responders here. And what they have done is they've come into an existing building, converted it over for their needs, and there's 2 people here, one that gives you quests and one that is a vendor. And those are the 2 that are still alive. The responders themselves are kind of dead, as you can tell. So, anyway, just wanted to let you know that it's here. I'll show you where we're at on the map. This is the building right here, the Gilman Lumber Mill. And, yeah. So you guys have a good time. Enjoy the game as best you can. And I will talk more to you later.